everyone, my name's Chris Warren.
My name is Matt Lopes.
Welcome to the You Should Be Worried podcast.
I love the French people. They're so smart, and I love the language. The language is so good. Hold on 1 second.
Oh yeah, get the nice stop it, restart it, and then get the nice fade.
The perfect beginning to any podcast.
Also, you know that's not French, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I just want to make
Spanish.
You never know, Matt. You never know.
The fucking Spaniards. Am I right?
Viva.
I feel like Spaniard isn't it? Is it racist?
No, you know what, when you say
It
like,
sounds weird, right?
You're like, oh, that's Spaniard. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that sounds a little, yikes.
But it's not like we're saying S-P-I-C-K, right? That's not. It's not like we're saying it. I can spell it out. I can spell it.
I like how everyone was worried about me saying offensive stuff on this podcast.
I didn't say it. I didn't say the word.
And the amount of times
I didn't
Matt has
fucking
said,
say it. I didn't fucking say that. Get it right.
To our Spanish listeners, I'd just like to apologize on behalf of the You Should Be Worried podcast.
I'll apologize too. Fuck it. I'm sorry. Just in case you're offended, my apologies. Chris, I haven't seen you all week.
I know.
We don't see each other anymore, huh? What is this?
I miss you, bud.
What is this, a job? Is this podcast a job?
We've just been too booked and busy, dude.
We've
You and
been
me.
so fucking talented recently.
Like the other day, I was in Boston. You were in New York, dude.
Dude.
But
Now this week, I'm going to be in Boston. You're going to be in New York.
I know.
We swap places, dude.
But you'll
So
always be
far.
in my heart.
I know.
No?
Like Phil Collins. Phil Collins.
Every time before I go on stage, if I'm nervous, I take out my little locket, and it's a picture of you on one side and Ben on the other side, and I just give you both a little kiss. And then I tuck it back in close to my heart, and I go on stage, and I crush.
It gives you confidence. Gives you that confidence. We also have Ben Kirsch in the audience. Say hi to Ben.
I'll you say the audience.
Sorry, not in the. He is the.
Is that what I am to you? Just the peanut gallery?
You're the peanut gallery of every episode.
You know what's
you just
crazy?
throw
I
in.
just uninstalled Adobe Premiere Pro. Isn't that nuts?
You uninstalled it?
Yeah, I was just because you called me. Keep going.
It was a joke, like he was quitting.
Oh, okay. Fuck, dude, you had me in a different headspace.
But here's the thing.
I didn't get it.
We sent Ben an AI program that could help him edit, and he was like, no, this is a really bad idea. This is stupid. We don't need this.
We can't fucking do that, actually.
And then I was like, I think this might be Ben's automation. I think that's why he's so...
This is Ben's competition, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we're not fucking doing it. Damn. Now we're going to have to stop paying Ben $300 a week.
Yeah. We pay Ben a yearly salary of $75,000 plus health and dental.
I know. I know. I don't even have dental, and I'm paying for another man's dental.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
It's
What does dentists even do? What, they fucking dent? Fuck that.
You guys are lucky that the Editors Guild of America isn't on strike right now.
We are the writers, right? Are we technically the writers of this podcast?
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Let's divvy up the jobs.
Listen, we're the equivalent of like those guys in high school that wear military fatigues and say they're part of the army. Like that's what we are.
The ROTC
writers.
kids.
Yeah, we're like the ROTC kids of the writing guild. Like they don't really. They're like, no, boys, you don't have to go on strike. Keep doing your little podcast.
Can we not just like take the people who are on strikes jobs by like sending our resumes into like Jimmy Fallon and shit? Being like, hey, listen.
Like in theory, you could. The problem would be you'd probably only work for like a month or two, as long as the strike's going.
And then what? Blacklisted?
And then they'd fire you and take back their old writers, and then you'd be blacklisted. So it wouldn't.
Why would I
really...
be blacklisted though? Because I didn't stand with the union of writers. I didn't stand with the guild.
Yeah,
that's fucking stupid. Like, ooh, sorry, I want to get some fucking work. See, so sorry.
Matt is becoming so much more Republican as time goes
on. I'm not
on.
Republican. It's not a Republican take.
Being anti-union is so Republican.
I'm not anti-union. I'm anti.
Now he's saying pro-work, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
I'm not.
Radicalization.
Dude,
complete.
Me and Matt are going to the Republican National Convention this year, and we're going to do an episode there.
Chris, Matt's loving the labor force, and Chris is falling in love with he/theys.
Oh yeah, so I'm going the other way. I'm becoming more open. I'm becoming more liberal. Matt, do you want to explain the video you showed me?
Yeah.
And then I'll explain my reaction.
I showed Chris a video of a person in what is it in deer cosplay, kind of like a fawn
They
cosplay.
were like a satyr, like the bottom half of them was like this really weird but very well done. Like it looked real.
I showed Chris that, and Chris was like, "Oh, why is she kind of like attractive?" And I was like, "Chris, that's a he/they." And it's got Chris some fucking, because like Chris wasn't like, oh, gross. Like now that he knew, he was kind of like, what is this doing to me?
Yeah, I'm just, because it was weird. Because then you showed me a picture of the guy out of the costume. It was like, oh, well, that's clear. I'm not into that. That's just a man. But then
right.
You showed me a picture in the costume
right.
with the like little satyr hoof legs, and I was like,
so like, what does that even mean? You know?
I don't know, but I was really into it, and I'm not happy that I'm into it.
Maybe you're into furries. Maybe that's a thing.
Maybe I'm becoming a furry. That would be horrible.
Well, you don't have to like be a furry. I think in order to love furries, I think being a furry is you dressing up yourself. Okay. Do you ever have the feelings of like dressing up like a raccoon?
Sometimes I just think to myself like I was just a raccoon born in a white man's body.
Holy shit.
And I should be out there eating trash and
living in dumpsters.
Living in dumpsters. And raccoons can't smoke cigarettes, though, so I don't think I'd do well as a raccoon. That's the one thing that holds me back.
We were thinking of potentially doing a podcast where like we are like under the influence of something, but you really can't, right? Like, what have you tried every single thing that you can have that wouldn't fuck up your AA?
Well, I can't really do anything. That's the problem.
So you can only do cigarettes?
So I can still smoke cigarettes. I can still drink caffeine because those are both grandfathered in when the program started. And then if a doctor prescribes me something,
like medicine,
for a surgery, I can't just like go to the doctor and be like, oh, I have anxiety, and they prescribe me Xanax.
Give me Xanax, yeah.
Oh, well, the doctor, because that's like, that's cheating.
Right.
But like if I had like a major surgery and I had to be on like painkillers for a couple days, that wouldn't count. But that's like very specific circumstances.
We're trying to think because like there's like we really want an episode where like we can just like fucking chill out and be in a different like mental state. Ben, what's the name of the is it CBD?
Oh yeah, can you have CBD?
No, I had a friend who got his time taken away for doing CBD.
Just CBD.
Yeah.
But bro didn't ask.
Well, no, bro didn't. Because here's why. Here's why. Because it's not the CBD itself necessarily. It's the fact that he didn't ask when he knew he should have, and he went out and got CBD for really no reason, just to do it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's some not sober thinking. It's like you were trying to feel something.
Oh, shit. So it was the reason he did it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so like what if you just fucking take that, like go to them and be like, hey, listen, I have a podcast.
Listen, I have to do this publicity stunt where I do an 8-ball of cocaine by myself. It's just one time for the podcast. I swear to God, if you take away my time, I have 14 months. I earned that 14 months. It's one day. It's a single day.
Yeah. Okay? They're like, nah, that's kind of the whole point.
So I'll move my anniversary from March 1st to March 2nd to account for that day. So then next year I won't have 2 years till March 2nd.
So here's what we'll do then. One episode, we'll have me and Ben on the podcast, and you'll be over there while we get high. And that's how we'll fix that. Me and Ben in the chairs like,
dude, I'm waiting for the day that Syracuse claims me as alumni and gives me my honorary degree.
Honorary?
Well, because I went there for 3 semesters. I didn't graduate from there, but I think, they give celebrities, honorary degrees, I think.
And dead people?
Yeah.
That's another thing, dude. I might have talked about this on the pod, but, in high school, this kid passed away that went to my high school, and he ended up getting a diploma. And everybody was like, yeah, give him, he deserves it. And I was like, I can just crash into a tree and get a diploma.
What did he die from?
He drank at a party and he mixed it with with some kind of pill. It might have been Xanax, and then he bum rushed the host of the party for the car keys, and then he's like, I'm fucking leaving him out of here, and he drove and he car wrapped around a tree.
And the school was like, yeah, that was smart.
Yeah.
This guy deserves a degree.
That's the equivalent of completing math senior year.
That's basically calculus.
Same thing.
Listen, he calculated. I don't even know. It's already. I already feel like that's what we did was too much.
I don't because for me again, honestly, I get it, and I'm not gonna ever be like stop that. But it still doesn't make sense to me. I don't get that. If I was the school, I would be like, you don't get rewarded for making bad choices.
Just you explaining that to his grieving parents, listen,
dude. Yeah, and that I understand, and that if that's the predicament they were in on the school board, telling the parents why they couldn't do that for their son, then yes, I would be like, okay, just give them a fake diploma, tell them it's real.
Did they give him a bench at least?
They didn't give him a bench.
I feel like every person I know that died young has a bench somewhere.
Really? Has a bench? I've only ever seen like the flowers on the side of the road and shit. Like the little cemetery.
No, like if you die at a college, they like have to give you a bench. Did I ever tell you about the girl?
They have to give you a bench.
So
it's in the law. It's Constitution.
So at both major universities I went to, both schools, a girl died at each one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like in close. Both times at the dorm I was living in.
No way.
Yeah. So the first one, I think I might have talked about.
Chris is connected to numerous murders on college campuses.
So the first, I realized after saying that doesn't sound
shouldn't word
good
it that way.
So the first one I think I definitely talked about on the podcast, but it was that girl at Syracuse. She did a bunch of mushrooms for the first time, or so goes the story. I don't know if that was urban myth, but like the rest of it I saw. And then she panicked and jumped, like broke through because she couldn't open those windows. So she like physically like pushed like her body through the window and fell like from the 9th story into the courtyard.
Whoa.
And my friend was like, because it was like Sunday, because she did on Saturday night.
Yeah.
My friend comes in at like 5 a.m, like right as the sun's coming. I was like, yo, dude, there's a dead body in the courtyard. And I'm like, because I just like been having fun partying, so I'm hungover. So I'm like, I don't want to, there's not. And he's like, dude, I promise you. I was like, all right, fine. So I go out there and lo and behold, there was a dead girl's body just chilling there.
Holy shit.
And then no one else was, it was just us. And we're like, should we like call?
Poke it with a stick?
Yeah, poke it with a stick. We were like,
hey, wake up.
Wake up. And
you're going to miss math class. You're going to miss pre-calc.
But then as we were debating like who we're supposed to tell about this, like the paramedics came through.
Holy
like
shit.
right like a minute later and walled it off.
Jesus Christ.
We're like, get out of here. What's wrong with you? And we're just like, I don't know, it's just like a dead girl. I don't know. You don't see that every day. And they're like, what the that's someone's daughter. And I'm like, not anymore.
Not anymore. No, it's a garcus.
And
roasted.
And then the second girl that died was when I was at UConn. I was at UConn and I lived up on the dorms up on the hill. So there's like these 3 dorms up on the hill of UConn. Towards like the north end of campus. And at the bottom of the hill is the fire department that like pretty much just services UConn. You know what I mean? It's like for the town, but the town is just UConn.
Right.
And apparently what happened, I didn't see the body on this one, missed opportunity. But what happened was this girl like got really drunk and she passed out and like I guess got separated from her group and she like leaned up against the like firehouse door.
Yeah.
Like just passed out there. And I guess there was a fire, like a major fire on like some part of the city. And so the fire truck, like, they go really fast. They just got in the truck and the door opened. She just like fell and hit her head and the truck ran her over.
No.
Holy
shit.
That one wasn't as funny as the other one. That was
oh fuck.
That was actually more sad. But
God, there were so many kids that attended my school that we were like our own little town. Like every year at like a few people. You know what I mean? Like it was like, oh, like more of us died, I guess. It was just kind of like, and we had like a freight train on campus and that was everyone's like go-to, just jump in front of the train.
That's sick.
Oh, what?
Dude. That rules.
That was like a big one that you'd get as a school-wide email.
Like stop doing that, or like just
like no,
cut it out.
No, like when they would announce like someone, like a student died.
By train? Why don't you just fucking take a bunch of pills?
Way too scary for me.
Just take a bunch of pills and just drift off to sleep.
No, that's way harder than you think.
No, it's not. Get the fuck out of here, dude. What? Because if you're ever like, okay, no, I don't. After you take the pills and you're like, no, I don't want to do this, you can always fucking
question
and just fucking throw it up.
Okay. What pills are you going to take to kill yourself and in what dosage?
A whole bottle of Xanax.
That will not kill you.
That won't kill me.
Also, where are you getting your hands on a whole bottle of Xanax?
Prescription.
Who's prescribing you enough Xanax to kill yourself?
Doctor.
Okay.
Obviously.
No, you eat a bunch of Xanax, you'll just pass out. Unless you drink heavily on it, and even then it's like not...
You can't kill yourself off pills? Is that what you're saying?
No, you can't. It's just way harder than people think it is.
Because you can't swallow. You can't swallow all those pills at once.
No, but like pretty much anything over the counter has this thing called acetaminophen in it.
Yeah.
Which is really hard. Fan. Yeah. Is really hard on your liver. And so if you try to take a bunch of it, you'll just throw up and your body will shut down. So you might do brain damage, but it won't kill you.
Fuck.
So anything over the counter, you basically, like, I guess if you really, really tried, would be an extremely painful death. Like dying from acetaminophen poisoning is horrible. So it's like really hard to kill yourself with stuff over the counter unless you're mixing it with something or there's like an adverse reaction. Like you can kill yourself pretty easily with sleeping pills.
Okay.
But you have to get prescribed them.
Yeah.
Doesn't cyanide come in tablet form? Or is that something I heard?
Maybe at the Nuremberg trials in the 40s. You know,
after
that war didn't go so well, all of a sudden all these Nazis magically had cyanide pills before they could do the trial.
What if I ate some ricin or some shit?
If you can find ricin, yeah, that'll kill you pretty quick from what I understand.
But you could probably order it, right?
Where are you ordering ricin? Matt, listen, here's how you kill yourself. I'll explain, because I've thought about this
painlessly. You got the painless one?
Yeah.
All right, go.
Because a couple times I thought about cutting my wrists, and then I
No, that's pain.
Yeah, and then I remembered how bad getting cut hurts, and I'm like,
yeah,
ooh, that's gonna be a really big cut. Like that's gonna really fuck.
13 reasons why.
That's nerves. That's nerves.
That's nerves. So I didn't want to do that, and I was like, hanging. That's like I don't know if I'll tie the knot right. And the thing is, if you don't tie it, because you ideally want to fall from a high place and snap your neck and die instantly. But if you don't tie the knot right or you don't get enough force coming down, you strangle yourself to death, and that's pretty rough. And it can take some cases like an hour if it's a loose noose.
But snapping your neck isn't a die instantly thing. It still hurts, does it not?
No, it snaps you. You're dead. Your brain gets completely cut off from all your organs.
Yeah, but your brain still works though.
Man, I think you have a very loose.
No! Don't fucking do that to me, because I know what a guillotine is, and I've seen when people use a guillotine, they hold the people's head up once their heads got cut off, and they're still blinking and shit. Don't tell me that the brain doesn't just automatically stop working.
Hold on, you're not feeling any of that.
Where have you seen video of someone blinking from a guillotine?
I've heard reports.
I've heard
reports of when there's no videos from when guillotines happen. You know, have you ever seen a video of a guillotine? No. Guillotines don't exist no more.
I mean, technically, I think the last guillotine execution in France was like the 70s.
People did that? Oh, in France?
Yeah, it was like their death penalty was the guillotine up through like the
70s.
Yeah.
That's honestly really interesting.
You stole a baguette? It's straight to the guillotine, dude. Put a little beret on your head.
French street rat. You French street rat. Chris, do you want to get into the topic of the day?
Yes.
Yeah? You want to get into this shit real quick?
You ready? The topic of the day today is literature. Matt, what's some of your favorite books?
Let's see. I don't read a lot. The books that I've read.
This shocks me, by the way.
In my life, I've read the first 2 Percy Jackson books. Very fun. I've read my favorite book is Hyperbole and a Half by Ali Broche. It's a book about this girl's life, but it's told in really funny cartoons. So it's kind of like a picture book. It's a picture novel. It's a picture novel.
It had the word hyperbole, so I thought it was.
It's a comedy. It's a comedy book.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's also what else have I read? And then in school I had to read To Kill a Mockingbird, Of Mice and Men. I think that and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Yeah, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But other than
that's
that,
on the school curriculum now?
No. That was just another book that I have read along with the Percy Jackson books.
That one has
in
pictures
my childhood
in it too.
No, yes.
I just love how Matt's arsenal of books is nameable. It's not like movies where you're like, oh, dude, I don't even know. It's just like, all right, let's see what I've read.
In my whole life, about 7.5 books.
It's 10 books.
No, yeah, that's it.
Well, no, you're forgetting the Pokemon Red manual.
I never read the manual.
Well,
I looked at walkthroughs on the internet.
What? I tried to.
No.
Okay.
Chris, what books have you read?
I mean, I've read a lot of books. Most of the books I read are history books that are not interesting to anyone else but me.
Go through your top 3.
My top 3 books?
Yeah, go through your top 3 right now.
My absolute favorite book I've ever read is A Boy's Life.
Okay. Is that the one with the child called It? No, that's a whole different book.
I don't even know what you're referring to.
A Child Called It? You never heard of A Child Called It?
No, A Boy's
Clown movie?
No.
That is actually a great book. The book is
Clown
amazing.
movie?
Super good, right?
Super good.
I read that as well.
But so much darker than the films too. Yeah. But A Boy's Life, I forget who it's by.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really long book. It's probably 500 pages, and it's about this kid growing up in the South. I forget what state it is because I read this back in high school, and he it's kind of like through his perspective, going through all these different things in his life with a little bit of like childlike wonderment about it. So there's like minor aspects of like magical things going on, but it's just because he's like 10 and perceiving things that way. Like that's how he rationalizes things.
Oh shit.
And there's like a lot of, it's like very dark though. And there's like, yeah, it's hard to explain because it's like really long. But it's basically just about like
a lot of dark shit's
life.
going on,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like through his mind, like,
Yeah.
like oh, that's
how he's conceptualizing
that's kind of sick.
Because like you'll be reading something and they realize like, oh, I think his friend got molested, but that's you pick up on it after a while, but you're like, that's not how he's perceiving it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, so that's number one. It's fucking
so
long
Boy's
book.
Life is great, long book, very good. Read it back in high school. I probably should reread that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
The second is probably I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
What?
It's a shorter book. It's only like 100 or so pages.
Okay.
And it's a science fiction book.
Yeah.
About this computer, like this AI program called, I believe his name was Am.
Yeah.
I believe that's how you pronounce it because I only ever read it, so I don't know. But like that's how I pronounce it. It's called Am. And he's like the super intelligence computer. The AI went sentient.
Yeah.
And I forget exactly why, but he like hates humans so much because something to do with like how they tested him over and over and over to make him perfect.
Oh shit.
So he hates humans so much that he nukes everyone on Earth, which is a pretty classic like AI rogue story. But then where it gets interesting is he has the 5 humans left that he was able to capture because he realized like, oh shit, I blew up all the humans. I want to keep torturing humans. This was a mistake. So he's got the last 5 left. And because he's so like advanced AI, he basically has God powers. So like he won't let them die. And he just keeps torturing them in different ways. And as you read about it, you find out like why they're all there. And it's almost like a metaphor for hell. Like one committed war crimes. The other like stole a bunch of money from people from their accounts. They killed themselves.
Shit.
So they all have like different reasons. And they basically are in hell. But it's like this computer god thing. And I'll spoil it because no one's going to go read my weird sci-fi book from the...
It kind of sounds fucking sick.
The 70s.
Yeah.
But,
it's a 70s book? Holy shit. Go ahead.
Or maybe early 80s. But it's great. But the end of it, why it has the name of the book, which is really the last, because the book is good, but it's really like the last 10 pages that make it amazing. Where, long story short, this guy figures out how to get them out. Like one of the 5 guys figures out how to get them out and just immediately kills all 4 of the other people because they've been alive for hundreds of years.
Oh, shit.
But he was able to kill them before Am could like resuscitate them.
Yeah.
So he kills the last 4 people, and he's the only one left. And before he can kill himself, Am, the computer guy, gets a hold of him. And the description, I'm not gonna do it justice because it's really long and like horrific.
Yeah.
Turns him into this like horrible amalgamation of like a cube of a person essentially, where he's just like this formless blob that has like no senses but to feel pain.
Holy shit.
And suffering, and Am's just gonna like torture him in eternity because he's the last human left. And the line in the book, the last line of the book is, after you turn this horrible mutation, but now I have no mouth, and I must scream because he's just like this.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah. And so that book kept me up for like a couple days after
fuck,
I read it.
dude, that's so scary. That reminds me of this book called All Tomorrows, dude, where it's about like this how. It's like about these aliens that like it's about Earth so far in advanced and how like aliens come and they want to like form the perfect universe, and therefore because humans aren't a part of that vision, they transform all of our DNA to turn us into like these shapes and shit like that just like see all this stuff happening to us, and like they turn us into like their pets. They turn us into like human, like weird, like giraffe, like mutations. So like they remove parts of our brain that like, I know. Yeah. Like they rewire our DNA. They make it so we keep our memories, but we can't like speak English anymore, shit like that. And they totally like dehumanize us. And then like some people are turned into like garbage receptacles. So like you just turn them into like these bricks of like flesh and like eyes, like so you can like see everything that's happening, but you have no mouth, you can't talk about it, and you can only just fucking eat all these people's like you consume all their trash and shit and like their shit like that. It's a horrible fucking like book.
Dude, sci-fi horror is great.
It's crazy, dude. It like makes you think that like death is not the worst thing that could happen. You know? Like you can get totally just like re-transformed into something that's like Crazy.
Well, there's a great book, too, that they later made into a movie called Advent Horizon.
Okay.
Which is what Dead Space is inspired from.
Yeah.
Like, it's not it's not a video game about that, but it, like, visually and, like, atmosphere-wise took a lot of influence from that movie and that book.
Right.
But it's a cool concept. I'm sure I'm butchering it because, again, I haven't read it in years. Like, it was back in high school. But it's like Advent Horizon is they're trying to figure out, like, new ways to travel in space. They're like a company, like, transporting whatever. And so they find one of their ships that had gone missing because the ship had tried a new way to go in space through, like, some sort of, I forget the exact word, like wormhole or tear in the space-time continuum and come back. So they go on the ship, and now the ship is, like, possessed because the ship, by doing that, they didn't go, like, through a wormhole. They, like, physically went to hell and came back. And so, like, then they're just being, like, tortured forever on this ship. It's crazy. Very disturbing.
Holy shit.
Extremely disturbing.
What's number 3 on your list?
Oh, number 3 on my list. It's not that crazy of an answer, but I really like The Hobbit because when I was in, like, the 4th grade, I think, 3rd or 4th grade, The Hobbit was the first, like, adult book I read by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I read the entire Hobbit by myself, and that was, like, the first, like, big boy book I read, for lack of a better word. And so, like, that was, like, my first time, like, I enjoyed reading. Right. So I'd say The Hobbit, yeah.
Okay. Which brings me to my you should be worried. You guys should be worried about, like, losing your voice. Like, I don't think it wasn't it's not a really good it's not a good thing to do. You should really try to preserve your vocal cords, especially if you're in a profession where you need to talk to people, because people are going to start pressuring you to drink things that you don't like. And it's just like, you got to fucking stop. You got to preserve yourself, and you got to be nice to yourself, and you have to not yell all the time, and just chill the fuck out. If you ever do find yourself losing your voice, here are the top 3 things you should do. Number 1, stop talking. Number 2, have some friends nearby. Have some friends that understand that you're not going to be talking for a bit. And then number 3, drink warm room temperature water, and just eat food. My name is Matt Lopes. Thank you so much. All right.
All right. We definitely got enough on this one.
We definitely did. Guys, thank you so much for watching the podcast. We're always happy that you guys are here and watching. We're currently doing a giveaway. If you guys want to share any clip that you've ever seen on any of our social medias, whatever, you share it, you tag us in that share, and then you also use the hashtag You Should Be Worried. You'll be in the running to win $100. What the fuck?
And I just want to be clear. We're saying you gotta tag the You Should Be Worried podcast
so
Instagram,
we can see it.
So we can see it. Not Mere Matt's personal.
No. Yeah, tag that one.
Although you can tag us as well. Feel free.
You can also share the giveaway post itself.
That too.
That is also fine.
Yeah,
that counts.
Piece of You Should Be Worried media.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I would assume that, like, maybe sharing your favorite clip from our page might be the easiest one to share. So if you like the podcast, you want to support us, that's a great way to do it.
And if you win, you get $100.
You get $100. That's 30 of my dollars, 30 of Chris's, and 30 and 40 of Ben's. So,
where can you even find that kind of money?
Like, it's not, you're literally taking money off of us.
And you have till May 20th.
You have until May 20th.
Still got time.
All right. If you want to check out any of the other podcasts, go back, check out the other episodes too. You'll be happy you did. And then my name is Matt Lopes. You can find me on social media at not Matt Lopes. I feel that could be it could be confusing, but yeah, just look me up, Matt Lopes, on social media. I'm just figuring out now that my Instagram can be confusing to people.
I told you that when you made it. You're like, no, it's funny. People will get it.
No, people will get it. All right, yeah. Anyways, yeah, fucking, that's where you can find me. I have dates. If you want to look at my dates, it's also on my Instagram. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, guys, it's Chris Warren as always. I'm so glad we could spend this time together and we could just get closer as a family. If you want to see more of me, you can follow me on Instagram at Chris Warren Comedy. I got all my dates for May up there, so I'm going to be all around the Northeast, so hope you come out to a show. I've met some of the fans from the podcast at when I went up to New Paltz the other day.
No way, really?
So that was fun.
That's so sick.
So fans, come out. I will hang out with you after the show. I do not have places to be, so you can really get some FaceTime with me.
And then always Ben Kirsch as well. You can find him in the making. Check out his skits and his all of his shit like that. Check out his Instagram, BennyBoy_28. He's the producer. He's the third member of the podcast. And if we ever start doing guests, Ben's gonna be the first one.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. If you go back, Ben's been on camera on like the 3rd or 4th episode.
Go find it, baby. Go find it.
Go find it.
We did the hot chip challenge.
Yeah, it's episode, I think it's episode 7 or some shit like that.
Who knows which episode it is? You got to go watch all of them to
Fucking
figure it out.
gears,
I don't even remember what we talk about. I think I covered like 4 things in this episode I've talked about at length.
Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We love you. Have a good one, guys. Sorry, Chris.